Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to, you know what? To hold space, to share space for gratitude, hopefully, to be grateful for gratitude to emerge and to be shared. And Sterling Ray, what's up, Cynthia, R. Pole, all of you guys who have been so, you know what? So consistently positive and present. And I appreciate that. I'm having a beautiful day today, and I wanted to share a couple of perspectives that came up for me, with me, in my time alone. In the recent past, what I have been practicing is more of a commitment. As I've said, I'm committed to allowing and discovering who I am supposed to become. Why am I here? What might I accomplish? So I've been learning how to surrender deeper into the present, accepting that which is with gratitude, man, because all of these little puzzles life brings, all of these pains that strengthen us up, it's just part of this experience. And that's what life is. It's an adventure. It's a puzzle game. The pieces all come together within you, in your mind. That's what I learned for myself. See, a long time ago, I realized, long in comparison to sometime in the past, I recognized that I was my biggest problem. I had to start getting out of my way. So how do you get away of yourself? Sounds like a lot of contradictions, I know, but the thumbnail today, this is within the same thought process, okay? A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles, right? It really is. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. It creates space. And it is actually humility. Humility is what opens space for gratitude to emerge. So if you want to feel more grateful, find out where you're arrogant. Where are you overlooking the blessings that are in your life? Without gratitude, love, and joy, they appear absent. And it's true. Without gratitude, there is no love. Without gratitude, there's very little joy. There's appearances of joy, appearances of pleasure, appearances of happiness. But you know where the true bliss of life occurs? In peace. And so define peace for yourself. What is peace? Peace is the absence of anxiety. Peace is the absence of resistance. Peace is the absence of conflict. I heard this recently from someone else. Love is the absence of anxiety. So if you're anxious, you're feeling absent of love. And this is what this world we were born into. It's crazy. It is absolutely inverted and backwards. What appears good is probably not. What appears bad may not be as horrible as it appears. It all comes down to perspective and purpose. So what is our purpose? My purpose today is to help encourage you and whoever you might be, all of us, to try and consciously make more space in our minds and in our hearts. Make space for some gratitude. Allow things to change in your life. Allow your heart to be open to receiving, to experiencing miracles, because miracles do happen every day. This world is a nonstop story making machine. It's like every day is a new adventure. And some people are living adventures of suffering and pain. I care a lot about them, and I don't know them. I've never met them. Never even traveled to their lands. Yet my heart saddens for the people in Gaza, in Ukraine. I don't understand. What is humanity doing? This world we're living in, it does not make a lot of sense. So it's up to each of us to get the hell out of our own confusion, because the two of those go together. You want to fight and stay confused and stay angry and stay bitter and stay right, rather than happy, rather than peaceful, rather than grateful. This world profits from confusion. Okay, the confusion has convinced us to divide from one another, to pretend like there's this hierarchy, one person better than another person, or this person doesn't matter, only that one. Don't listen to that one. Oh, don't even go near that one. Fucking people are crazy. I hope some of you guys are following along, and if anything, being entertained. For those who do want to join, please, the link to join is pinned to the top of the chat. All are welcome to join. I'm feeling at peace. The thoughts I had this morning, though. Are you a leader or are you a doer? This world wants us to believe that we have to do everything, that, you want to get something, you better earn it. You better work hard for it, make sacrifices. And those fat sacrifices, they better be painful. If it ain't painful, well, you didn't earn it. Bunch of hillbilly nonsense taught to a bunch of ignorant children who became a bunch of hicks, who voted for insanity to govern them. Praise God. Praise God to be aware of this insanity and to not allow it to bother me anymore. I'm getting off of that topic of being a leader or a doer, back to my topic of peace, because earlier today, part of my day and part of my inspiration was I got to share time with other people who care, who really want to see a better world. And there were some honest conversations. A stranger, I don't know him, shared honestly that the news of all this conflict is affecting him because of relationships and past and what has been learned, and people are dealing that. It was a reminder to me that there are many people dealing with a lot of anger. They're learning a lot of things that make them question, make them really wonder about what's going on. But the anger comes from our arrogance. Our arrogance brings our fears. Arrogance and insecurity, they're, two sides of the same coin. Your arrogance and insecurity are this same thing, just like all these other things. So I know there's a lot of people that are tempted to pick sides and to get worked up with a lot of blame about that's not acceptable and that shouldn't be and this shouldn't happen. And it did. It happened. It all really did. Most of it, except the stuff that didn't. And we really don't know what is and is not until we've learned enough. So the thought I had earlier today is, are you a leader or a doer? If we had a world, if we had a nation of leaders, we would not have this BS nonsense of bosses and managers and supervisors and fucking government officials. Everyone's obeying a rule made by somebody else. Nobody's leading. It's a bunch of I'm in, you know what? Gosh, I don't know what to say. Praise God. God has allowed this life for me to become me. So until I improve and know better, I'm going to speak freely and honestly. And I used to be proud to be an American, to be associated with the ideals and the beliefs of what freedom was supposed to be. America is not the land of the brave. It has become the land of the fearful. Bunch of cowards telling each other they're better than each other, telling each other that we're better than them. At least we ain't commies, right? Can't be communist, can't be socialist. You know, you got to care all about that money. Praise God. All right. So a doer is one who must be told, one who must do the do, who must, if you must, that means you've given up your control, means you are without choices. If you're without choices, who are you? Who are you? What are you doing? A leader, right? A leader has freedom of choice. So, with a freedom of choice as a leader, that is an opportunity, right? So, if we see our freedom as an opportunity and our day becomes whatever we want to believe, if we see our day as an opportunity of freedom, well, every opportunity, once identified, once we're aware of our opportunities, that becomes a responsibility. Responsibilities are duties. Duties are honors. And honors are, once again, opportunities. Opportunities to shine. So the best way to be a leader for you, doesn't matter if anybody else is following, doesn't matter if anybody else is paying attention. You get to be the leader of you. And that can be a frightening and sometimes an overwhelming opportunity to be responsible for yourself, for all your choices, all your feelings, all your opinions. Accept it all. Because when you can carry the burden of responsibility, to be a leader worthy of listening to, worthy of being trusted, one who cares about the choices they make because they recognize their freedom of choice is a duty, it's a responsibility, it's an obligation to be honorable or not. So each of us can lead ourselves through the day, through the rest of our lives, being led with loving desires. Because a true leader is one who serves. And sometimes as a servant, you must get in and do the tasks. That's no big deal. But it's a different mindset. It's a different mentality. It's a different intention and purpose. Even though the actions may be the same, the result can be considerably different because of the activity of the heart. So I encourage you, don't be a doer. Be a leader, one who gets shit done, right? That's what a leader does. And that's what I've been working on for myself, as myself, with myself. Leading myself by circumstances. This is what I've had. I've received the opportunity to develop and practice is how to lead myself with love beyond the fear. And guys, it's a lot easier than it sounds. It's a lot more simple than you might think. Because, see, it's the thinking self. That's the one that gets in the way. So it's when we place our thoughts above our, I don't know. Each of us are going to find our own way, but I'm telling you, the way I have found myself, and this is logical too that I'm explaining. I experience this and then I'm wondering why. Why is this working? All right, well, that makes sense. When we surrender ourselves with humility, humbling to whatever, the all that is within ourselves, becoming humble, empty of desire, empty of judgment, empty of resentment, empty of guilt. When we become empty of our memoried mind, when we become empty of that which was, we can allow ourselves to be filled with anything we want. I like gratitude. Gratitude feels good. Feels good to be grateful. Feels good to feel good. So be grateful when you can feel good and feel good as often as you can, and then be grateful all the time for feeling good. And holy cows, man, all you got to do is surrender. Know when to surrender. And know when to stand proudly and calmly in the truth of who you are. And who you are, whoever is listening now and in the future, whoever you are, man, you've already got some amazing stories. You've already accomplished a lot through your life. A lot of it's been forgotten. A lot of our accomplishments have been forgotten. But we underestimate many, many, many things on many, many different ways. I've been kind of ignoring the chat, and I mean no offense, but praise be. You're listening, or you know. It just makes sense. Be grateful for being grateful. That is a reminder I've been enjoying for myself. Mushroom. What? I don't know. I do not know. Brothers and sisters, if anyone wants to join, please do. Oh, you know what? I allowed myself excuses. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Well, I bought some pouches and allowed myself more pouches, but today I'm back off the pouches. No tobacco. I have still been supplementing those stupid nicotine gums just a little bit to keep the edge off. But I'm gonna get I'm done with this crap. I really am. I'm sick of being a slave to this. And Jimmy Shively, thank you for asking me and holding me accountable. It's got a power, that is for dang sure. I don't know that it's evil, though. The way it's been marketed to us and manufactured and delivered to us, I believe that has been evil. But this is the world we were born into. An inverted world where good and bad are backwards, right? Tobacco's quite common, right? Everywhere you go, you can find cigarettes and chew. Cannabis, as I understand, we still have states. We still got like these imagined borders, imagined lines in the geography in the land where people are still, I believe, still in jail for fucking marijuana, cannabis. a plant that has what, thousands of years of history with mankind, which tobacco does as well, as far as I know. But the cannabis, the marijuana, it's simply allows the mind to expand into a different state of consciousness, one that vibrates, interprets, receives at a different frequency than normal. And brothers and sisters, if we want to change, and heal ourselves from the past, guess what? We got to be able to allow our minds to adjust. And that's why I'm glad to see, I know there has been a lot of, they're finally loosening the rules and allowing some study on the use of medicinal mushrooms, hallucinogenics, and some of the other things. And there's some promising results. I understand what it is, though. It creates like a break in the patterns in the I don't remember the terminology, though. I'm no expert, that's for sure. But these chemicals do a thing to interrupt the patterns of thought and break those connections, so that information may be viewed from different perspectives again, breaking out of the ego, the limits. And that's what we're here to do. We are here to expand and grow and experience that which we are. And the ego, the mindset, the conditioning of the world, the worldly ways, it's designed to hold us back. No other way to see it. Sending Master, I would actually love to do that. I don't go out of my way to seek things, but when things come into my life, I usually say yes to life. And I would love to have an experience with mushrooms again. Yes. Mushrooms. Like fungus. The hallucinogenic type. I'm not promoting those, but I am suggesting that there is historical and demonstrable benefits for certain people, perhaps many people, but the best way to create space for gratitude, more space to gratitude, is to surrender our focus and our attention to problems. Because once we start surrendering our attachment from problems and redirecting into different things, guess what? The problems, some of those just fade away. Some of them just solve themselves. Oftentimes, what I have found, rather than finding a solution when I'm all worked up and focused and trying to figure everything out, put all the details, solve this problem by myself, I usually don't find it. It's when I surrender that there is an answer there. I just don't know it yet. But I've got other life-bringing tasks, opportunities, experiences. There's other things I can do rather than worry and stress. And it's usually while I'm doing other things that I want to do, even if it's just menial tasks like washing the dishes or folding the laundry, even, doing those things, in the back of your mind's a problem solver. This is what it's designed for. So each of us, we can get out of our own ways. Allow the super consciousness, the awareness, the consciousness of the all that is, Allow that to be sensed peacefully within you, right? And we get to know the only time we can ever know is this moment right here and now. And it's always for each of us this moment right here and now until it's not, right? We each drift off at night where we are not, or we're off in some sort of other hallucination and dream-like state, which is probably more real than where we are. Because where we're living, do you know that humans have to pay money to live? To learn stuff in this nation that freedom is paid for? Freedom is paid for in America. That's capitalism, dude. You want to fucking profit, you're going to sell anything you can sell. You'll sell the illusion of freedom, sell the illusion of health, fucking medicines, the illusion of food. Have you seen some guys, seriously, step back and look at the shelves on the grocery store before you just go in and buy the crap you used to buy. Seriously, look at what is. It's not food. It's processed, just engineered. Praise God. See, brothers and sisters, when we become honest about what the world has become, when we be honest about what we see, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder who is leading, who is doing this, who is creating and manufacturing and actually going along with all of this crap. Who's responsible? I mean, I'd love anyone is welcome to join, and and please, I'd love to talk through some of this, because who is leading? Here's holy crap. Here is where we are at, brothers and sisters. As I'm talking this through, it's becoming clear. The beasts of rule, they're on autopilot. It doesn't need individuals. It doesn't matter who is there. The people will float in and out. What is controlling and dividing everyone is the illusions of man's laws. That's what it is. Man's laws, they defy God's laws. It's a silly little game the devil whispered into the minds of our legislators and leaders. You know, those kings and queens, the rulers of before, the people who have been, man, praise God. This world is quite an interesting trip, is it not? Golly, geez. Chat is moving, I think. Or at least every time I try to click on something. Hey, welcome to all who are dropping in. All of you, thank you. It is good to see everyone. As a Special K, you are there. Praise God. Where are you? You are there. Today, I received in the mail, I was going to take a picture and show, but my day got out and, my day today. I received the card today, the birthday wishes, and it was perfect. Another confirmation of God's perfection. It was received by me for, it was received by me on the birthday of my son. And I was thinking about that. 21 years ago today, I became a father. Held my son in my hands for the first time. Scared the shit out of me. The words in my head, I remember. Holy shit, Jack, what did you do? This is your responsibility. This is your son. How is your broadcast making you or anybody's life better today versus 2 weeks ago? I'm honestly not getting the message. Seems like every day is the same. Your shirt is different. Very observant, Rob. Rob G, very observant. The shirt does change. I got a few that I rotate through, honestly, but it changes every day. The message is actually, it is a lot of the same things said in different ways. I try not to repeat. I got no script. I do kind of offer this a lot of loosely. Now, what is it doing for good? I offer me. You get to receive what you want, dude. You can have fun and try and pay attention. Hey, blessings. I saw he was doing something today. I honestly did not. Malcolm Sheen, welcome. And from We Wake, blessings. I know there was something going on there, but my day was amazing offline. And so, hey, speaking of,
what's up, Jack? You hear me?
Wake? Yes, you sound beautiful. And Aaron, life is good. Ian, please. Did you have?
Well, I just want to say something real quick to you, and then I'm gonna be heading out. So yeah, I told everyone you were live when I left, and told them to jump over here. And I think Jack's doing big things, and I knew the first time I saw this man in my backstage, I felt his energy. This man has something big going on. And I tell you what, as we raise our vibration and our frequency, that magnetism is raised, and we're finding each other again. We're finding each other, and you're going to see, I can see it in these communities. We're all raising our vibration, raising our frequency. That magnetism is raised, which make, and then that magnetism is bringing us together again. And so that's what's happening. And it's happening over here. Don't you guys see? And I know there's a lot of haters over here and stuff, but we're helping them too. So if you can't see what Jack's doing and his message, then I don't know what to tell you, but I do see it, and it's a beautiful thing. So I appreciate what you're doing, Jack, and I'm glad we, connected. So,
brother, thank you. I receive that with humility, because I admire you as well, many different ways. It has been an honor to meet many people, to grow with others, right? There's some challenging brothers and sisters here in the chat, and that join us online. Praise be. Hey, and Ian, thank you, brother, for sharing the promotion. Respect. I
thanks, everybody. I'm gonna head out, but thanks, Jack. I'll be listening. Much love, guys. Thank you.
Respect, Ian. Thank you, brother, and welcome to you too, Flo. How you doing
Thank
today?
you. I'm good. Still at work, pouring concrete. I just wanted to jump in and say that question that Rob asked requests you to know more information than is possible to know, right? Butterfly effect, nobody can answer that question. And I don't know. I think you're treating it as in good faith, and I don't know that I believe that's a good faith question. I think that it was a scumbag question. So
there's a lot of those. Sometimes I entertain those just to try to show how ridiculous, but sometimes I'm kind of a dick. And I don't need.
Well, I know that. I wasn't saying anything about that.
No, I know. I know. I think that's why you like me, because you see that I can be a dick.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. It's one of my favorite aspects of you.
I know. And actually, I was thinking about that with you, honestly. Hey, I won't get into that. But you do have a strong way of delivering ugly truth with calmness. Okay. And I've seen you do it. And when I realized that's what you were doing, I was like, holy shit, that's where my weakness has been. Because I let the truth, when it's ugly, I let it piss me off. And then I get rude. And
There's no point in that.
yeah. And it's not communicated. I saw you communicate very effectively in places where I think I would have failed.
And vice
So
versa.
I miss that.
I said,
Anyway,
and vice versa. Likewise.
thank you. That's what I think is kind of cool about these. Just even though it appears dysfunctional, right? Where we exist in this realm, it's all chaos and order. It's all perspective. Where are you at in the process? These YouTube panels, man, holy cows! It has been an experience of chaos and order. Mostly chaos, though. The law of faith, that makes my heart sing because I am a huge fan of Terrence McKenna. What is that, Flo?
Hold on, let me turn my camera around. I got it facing back the wrong way.
Okay.
There we go. Now, I was walking around carrying my phone, and he stopped me because he wanted to listen. He's like, "What is this?" I'm like, and so I'm showing Todd panel Todd.
Hello.
Here, you take it down. There.
So,
Now
anyways, I was just explaining this.
respect. Thank you. Hey, you know what? Whoops. Wrong one. If anything, I've heard it said from others, this has kind of developed into like the town square of today, where we're able to gather together as fellow members of different communities and share conversations about common things. What an amazing opportunity that life really is. I spent so many years resenting the world, hating the world, finding reasons to keep other people away because I knew if I got too close to them, I'd get hurt. And I got sick of being hurt. So I lived in these delusions that I could keep myself safe. All alone with nobody else. I know this as well, Ascending Ancient. There's a reason that dynamic energy and this dynamic energy came together, joined together. Welcome, Hank. Good to see you too, brother.
Thank you, Jack.
What are you guys feeling?
I've been panel jumping all day.
Have you?
So,
How's it
yeah.
been? I've been intentional and purpose elsewhere.
Same here today. I just got done mowing the lawn from the church, so.
Good for you, man. Being of service.
Mm-hmm.
That is why we're here. That's what I figured out. We're here to serve in whatever ways the world brings forth to us. How can we serve without looking for opportunities to serve?
I think that's the commonality within these panels. I really do. I think everybody's here with good intention, with good heart, maybe not with good experience. And so, ideally trying to learn, expand, but also share and help other people so that they don't have to go through the same shit that I say you have been through, or not you as you, but you as people in general have been through, that I've been through. If you can avoid some of the shit that I've been through based on some of the things that I say, that's, that makes me feel good. So I think we're all here for that kind of same reason, except sometimes people get caught up in the chat or even on panel where they're attacking somebody else, illegitimately, probably, based on their own projection or, internal experience. And then, if you can help to enlighten them to the point where that they don't have to do that and go through that internal hell for themselves, then, that's a win. And I think you're doing that. And I respect anybody that's like pulling up panels and doing it. I don't have that understanding or knowledge how to do the StreamYard thing, but I do enjoy being on panel and sharing with other people and also learning from them. So I respect you. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, this is awesome. It's good for everybody.
I hope so. So whoever it was that asked that question earlier, there's your damn answer. Someone was asking earlier, what good is being done from what you're doing? Something like that. Or it was, what is different with yeah, holy cow, somewhere in time, thank you.
The thing that happens is
82. Hold on. There's 82 here and only 20 likes. Actually, you know what? That's probably not bad. Sorry, Aaron. Go ahead, man.
Well, inspiration or things like lifelong lessons happen like in an instant sometimes. So you don't know where that's going to come from. And I truly believe that in these panels, those things are happening for people. And probably for me too. I may not realize it right now, even. I may hear something and then it may reverberate in my mind for, days, months, years. And then, but it's a life-changing, life-altering, ideally positive event. And for the most part, I think everybody on here is, positive, even when they're antagonizing. It's also a fun place, a fun space, and, entertaining, and, an opportunity to be human, but also realize our individual spirituality as well.
It's an interesting opportunity. Were you going to jump in, Hank? Feel free, brother. I think
I was not planning on jumping in.
Okay. These certainly create an interesting dynamic. I mean, communication like this, it's not been available in the past for past generations. The ability to communicate so freely, so easily with so many different people of different backgrounds, locations. This technology can be, well, this is a tool. This is an opportunity for us all to join together. I was blessed to share a lunch today with a guy from town. And actually, the story, I didn't get into it much, but well, Saturday's a union meeting, and it looks like I'll have a witness this time. So the point of what we were talking about today is if we collectively could make space for gratitude, for the praise and the gift of life, the celebrate and praise the Creator, celebrate life and praise the Creator. If we could do that together, loving one another, getting past our differences, getting past our opinions and our memories of other people who have hurt us, If those who claim to follow Christ, the Christians around the world, if those who claim to love peace, if we unite together in love with one another, guess what? I'm pretty sure that I know the Bible talks about war and destruction and suffering, and I make the case that that stuff already is. That God has given us the freedom of choice to unite as one, as the body of Christ, to rule perhaps for the next 1,000 years, allowing the truth and love to reign supreme. It really shouldn't be that difficult. I'm pretty sure God would allow us if we tried. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's more than allowing, Jack. I think it's God's will.
Thank you. Amen. And that perfectly goes in line with what I've been learning and what I've been saying. God's will is love. Okay? When meanness fades, when we get past our selfishness, our cruelty, our own judgment and opinions, when all of that fades, love is. The only thing that interrupts love is the Antichrist, that which opposes love within us. Well, we don't like to admit we oppose love, but we'll often oppose the truth, telling ourselves it's out of love. We'll withhold the truth. We'll manipulate the truth because we don't want to hurt. That's what the government officials have been doing, guys. That's that bullshit game of lies that the devil taught humanity was okay. As soon as the devil taught early humanity, at some point, the idea was given to mankind about money. And then along with that came the excuse. It's okay to tell a lie if you have a good enough reason. And guys, we live in a world where children regularly condition their children with lies. I mean, like at the very beginning, this fairy tale of the fat man in the suit and the Easter bunny and all this nonsense delivering eggs in the lawn. What in the hell are we doing?
All those lies are myths.
On a
I'm gonna have to go with lies. I love your oppositional mind there and how you look. But I'm gonna have to go with lies. Because a myth can be uncertain, but these things like what the parents are telling the children, what the governments are telling the citizens, those lies, those are not myths. Those can be proven to be outright deceit. Now, it's under the excuse of good intentions, right? I'm not speaking against I didn't mean to bring the Christmas and Easter thing into the lies, but the point is, this world we've been living in, the children are conditioned and taught what is right and who is wrong. So immediately from early ages, people have been conditioned to be divided. So I know what heals us all individually within. It's compassion, it's mercy, forgiveness, and love. And if we do that, apply that within, so within is without. What works within is going to work around us.
and understanding,
Yes.
and knowledge, right?
Yep. Amen. Hey,
I'm just personally not so quick to dismiss them as lies per se, because then I had to go through the Bible again and just and rip a whole bunch of Bible like Thomas Jefferson did, and like Jordan Peterson says, there's actually good reason to have the stuff in there. So
On that, like, I think it's a good, like, Easter, Christmas, what you were referring to, I think is a good example of what happens when humans go to an extreme, because maybe let's say, for sake of conversation, started as myth, and then we have years and years and years and humans evolving, and like, this is what we do when we go to the extreme instead of holding it in reverence for what it was meant to be.
That is beautifully pointed out. Thank you. That's like the narrow path of what was there. That's perfect. The I understand about creating magical times for our children, because in today's world, it's hard for us to believe as adults sometimes that magic exists. We've lost the belief in the fairy tale and the, happily ever after. The modern day belief is, oh, it's going to get worse. You got to prepare for the worst. How about we prepare to succeed? How about we prepare to avoid the worst and prepare to create the best? It can all be done together, especially when we work together. That's what's so cool about being a human. The laws are designed for us to succeed. The best way for us to succeed is to unite, because as we unite together, harmonizing our love, our intentions, our care, our talents, as we unite together, the harmony becomes synergized and strength, power. We will become strong when we believe that we are strong. I love you guys. Where did that go? Everyone is welcome. If you have thoughts, questions, ideas.
I don't believe in coincidence. In my experience, anybody here is brought here by this divine power that, some call Allah, God, whatever the case might be. But there is no coincidence. You might meet somebody at the bus station that gives you a word that, like, changes your whole experience. So, that wasn't a coincidence. It's, it's like, seek and you shall find. And I think anybody on these panels has either seeked and found, or is seeking, trying to find. That's what I believe. So it's not by accident that, you're here. That's all. I'm drawn here by whatever happenstance. I'm scrolling. Oh, Jack's live. Okay, here we go.
See, spirit moves us. Wherever we go is perfectly where we end up. And, you may as well accept wherever you end up is where you're supposed to be. Paul.
But you don't have to stay there. That's a huge, huge point.
Man.
You don't have to stay there, but you can't avoid staying there until you know better. And how you know better is you seek, and it takes experience, and it takes time, and it takes, looking and learning, and then, having these terrible, terrible experiences, and then, growing from those, growing out of them into, ideally what is, I define a heaven on earth. And you can get there, each and every body can get there, but when you're living in hate, and when you're living in, all these terrible thoughts, which you've been conditioned and you're being constantly bombarded with, when you're living in that arena in your head, that is defined as hell. Now you're living with that. Why does anybody want to live with that? The only way to get past that is to actually recognize it, become aware of what you're, dealing with within your own mind, and then changing those things to create the environment. And I loved what you just said about why not prepare for the best? Instead of preparing for the worst, prepare for the best. Expect the best. Accept the best. But that's a challenge. It's not easy within this realm because we're bombarded with all this chaos all the time.
So, Lig, sometimes you gotta make it rougher on yourself so the outside world is easy by comparison. You can take it too far and mind screwing yourself too much. You just refuse to get out of bed. But sometimes you just need to be tough on yourself so the outside world is easy by comparison.
I agree with that. The harder the life that you've lived, the easier the life that you experience here once you understand. But it takes that understanding. And that understanding is only a gift. So when people look at each other and say, that guy's a dumbass, that guy's stupid, that guy's, they're making a judgment based on their ignorance of what that person's been through and what they don't know yet. Or, they don't know, the person making that judgment, they don't know any better to make that judgment. And that's why they're making it. So to judge somebody else for any kind of reason is ignorant in itself. You can make judgments.
You don't think that people are dumb? You don't think there's any dumbasses?
I absolutely think there's dumbasses. That's what I'm getting at. You can make a judgment, but to know that they're a dumbass and also love them through it is, a completely different scenario than to, be resentful and hate them because they're a dumbass, because now you're ignorant.
You can feel however you want to about it. I don't think that that's a sign of ignorance. I do think that I love dumbasses. Well, we should all love our dumbasses.
If
I agree, I love our dumbasses.
If you don't agree with that statement, that means that you're ignorant.
Okay, well, sure, if you say so.
Well,
what is that thing they say about absolutes?
I've been that. I love you, flow state, no matter what. Doesn't mean that I can't recognize an untruth.
I think that you're in denial about the negative things in life.
Okay, give me an example.
Some people are dumbasses, and sometimes disliking someone is not.
I didn't say dislike somebody.
What'd you say?
I say if you're judging them with hatred and resentment in your heart, then that is ignorance in itself.
What is it ignorant of?
It's ignorant that they're a human.
No, it's not. You can be fully aware of that and still not like them.
I didn't say you couldn't not like them, but you can love them. Love them through that, and
that's what I think that they're in denial about. Nobody loves everybody all the time like that.
I love everybody.
Okay, you love everybody.
Bag.
I withdraw my claim. My claim. You love everybody.
I do. I may not like them. I may not agree with them, but I'm going to love them. I may not want to be around them, but I'm not going to do anything to cause harm to them.
Hey, Aaron.
Yes, sir.
You triggered somebody. Oh, I know who Paul Jr. is. So bullshit.
That's
Paul Jr. is known as Wizard.
That's what I figured. So the judgment is to be made. We are to condemn the false judgments with righteous judgment, you idiot!
That's what I'm talking about, Jack. You're finally getting it.
I don't know. I kind of feel like really BeeBee was a curious fella. I don't think he was all that judging.
I think It was, I think it's what's really your intent and what's in your heart. You can be even kind of mean to somebody and love them underlying.
It's so self-indulgent though to think that whether or not we love somebody really matters that much. It doesn't. It's how we interact with
It
them. That
absolutely
matters.
does.
No, it doesn't. It matters to us. It matters to us.
You know what? Karma is real. So if you look at everybody with love, that's what you're going to get back somehow, some way. Maybe not from that person.
And so, and here's the obvious.
You're going to get that back. That's
the obvious flaw in your logic, though, is
real.
that you can't judge people for judging without judging.
You can judge somebody with love in your heart. That's all I'm saying.
I don't disagree with that, but I also don't think that the love is relevant to anybody except for the person who's feeling it.
Nothing is relevant to anybody but the person. Nothing. So whatever you give out is what you get back. That's all I'm getting at. So I'm sharing that with the other people that want to pick it up. You know, throw it away.
I feel like you're taking half Cage and half Jack and blending them together into your personal view on things.
Well, you can feel however you want, bro. I'm not here to tell you how to feel. I told you I'll love you regardless. I love you too. I respect you.
I love you like a gay uncle.
Like a gandle? I don't know what that is.
Here, hold on.
I think you said gay uncle.
Tough love is a good thing.
It could be.
For who is it a good thing? And who's to judge if it is good or not? And who's to determine the level of toughness that is good or not? A lot of people want to lie to themselves that, well, I grew up in a household where you showed your love by yelling. If you weren't yelling at each other, you were ignoring each other or fighting each other. But love is genuine. It's authentic. It's honest. It's indescribable.
Wouldn't it be more of the better word would be awareness of somebody and their intentions and their actions and who they are, rather than judging? So you can have the ultimate is having unconditional acceptance. That's the ultimate frequency vibration, I believe. But I think you have to have the balance between the awareness and the unconditional acceptance, in my opinion.
Amen.
Greetings, Mr. Talcott.
Welcome, brother.
Any talk about actions today or what?
I mowed the lawn today. That's an action.
Yeah, a lot of actions were taken. Some actions were planned, and I don't know. Life just got unfolded. It was beautiful. I've been noticing the perfection, not to keep going on with your arrival, but I've been noticing the perfection. I think there's always a perfection to everything that unfolds, but we don't see it. And it's becoming more clear in my day. I'm just like going around. I was like, holy shit. Here, an example. I'd finish one task without a plan. And the moment I would be finished writing an email, I get an alert for a message. As soon as I'm done communicating on the message, there was something else that would pop into my head. It was just perfect and just smooth.
And that led to what exactly?
Oh, a day of joy and peace and fulfillment and accomplishment.
Well, I didn't ask you about what you felt. I meant results in the world.
Why? Why would you care?
Why do we need any results in the world? Okay, the prosecution rests.
Well, see, this is the thing, brother. Stop trying to prosecute and start trying to understand.
Right.
There's a difference.
AKA accept your worldview and perspective implicitly without critique or questioning.
Or try to understand it rather than twist it around. So if you can...
How did that house you're in get built?
With rights and freedoms.
Somebody built it.
It's made out of rights and freedoms from the ground up. Start with a foundation of rights, lay on the freedoms, boom, house.
No, that's the foundation of a man. You wouldn't know it because you're a beta boy in authentic corporate slave mail.
Paul.
But
Please.
that's the chat.
Not a
Come
house,
on.
right?
Come
That's
on.
the foundation of a man, not a house. Let's get back to the point. Who built that house and how to get built just
Hey,
off of
Polly boy,
surrendering to the
Polly
moment.
boy, Polly
start-
boy, check yourself, and please, everyone, Paul.
Hey, I'll see you later before I get
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna go
I
ahead
has to go
and
cry
yeah.
and be like, I'm gonna leave before you kick me out.
Did you
Well,
guys
I
see my
couldn't-
last short where he was advertising for me, non-advertising for me?
I'll watch it right now. Let me
It was
go.
good. It was good shit.
try
I'm not sure.
playing-
I'm not sure where the confrontation comes in. If you guys could realize the commonality rather than, because everybody here, I can see it. Everybody here is trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to help to enlighten other people or become more enlightened our own selves. Everybody.
No,
That's it. And we all have our own personal style of doing that. That's all.
That's like the military. Not everyone's an airman. Not everyone's a medic. Not everyone's infantry. We all have a different role to play, and people go around. They want you got to you're doing it wrong and this and that. But we got to realize we're all playing a different part in this.
We're
in a
all
different
on the
way.
same team, essentially. We really are, truly. I mean, everybody's, you're doing what you're inspired to do, and if you're working for the good, at least in your own mind, and working for the next right, then you can't go wrong. I mean, you may get this confrontation, you may get this feedback. That's great, whatever, but realize genuinely we're all trying to do the same stuff.
you think
And
so?
people
You
on
think
paper,
Paul?
for the
Hey,
most part.
hold on, Aaron. You think
Yeah.
Paul is doing the
I like
same
that.
thing?
Yes, absolutely, but in his own
Really?
style. In his own style. Yeah, he has
Really?
built you up, bro, in ways that
Really,
you would
Aaron?
not recognize.
Aaron, I'm
because
about to throw your ass out
I
because
love
you
you,
don't
man.
yield.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna
Don't
do it
do it.
unless
Hear what I have
you,
to say, please.
Aaron.
Hear what I have to
How
say.
about Aaron? How about recognize the disagreement arose from what you claimed? So rather than continue to argue and try and prove yourself right, please consider a perspective different than what you believe.
I think it's what he wants to believe. I don't even think he believes himself really. And I don't mean this insultingly. Like, this is what I was saying earlier, is I think that you're trying to force place a positive perspective onto a neutral reality.
Neutral, I'd say almost toxic in some cases, dealing with
Praise
Paul.
God.
Well, Flo, this time you're being nice.
This is the only time anybody's ever going to say this to defend an optimistic position, but I think I'm just being a realist.
I think you are too. You are. And it's our emotions that make us exaggerate and say things are worse than they are. It's our egoic ways. Aaron?
Hey, Jack, may I please just land that plane?
Hmm?
What I was getting at is the provocation that he has given you has propelled you forward into what is now. Look at how well you're doing, bro. This is my point. It's part of that process from his little perspective that has actually propelled you into this. I'm going to fucking succeed.
Okay,
without.
Lig.
You shut up, fag. I wasn't even talking to you. Shut the
I don't
fuck
care.
up.
I mean, no. Damn it, I was going to ask him, would he say that Hitler gave the Jews Israel?
Well, I'd like to come back to here. We'll save that question.
I'll forget it, but it's out there.
Well, I was going to bring Aaron back up, but he was so insistent that he be heard. He demonstrated once again, Aaron, LIG, life is good for you. Once again, Aaron, in my experience, you've demonstrated that you don't give a shit about what I have to say. I tried to politely express what I know to be true about the distinctions and clear differences between old Polly Boy, which that comment illuminated. And see, this is what I don't get. I mean, life is good sits here and I support what he says about his knowledge of the power of words. right? But people like Paul and Wizard and I don't want to turn this into a gossip session either, but people who offer a lot of negativity and just rah 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 into this world, it's not healthy for anyone. I'm actually a man of peace. Paul wants to compete with me and prove me wrong.
Well, Jack, I've been watching your journey and the stuff going on with him and this whole thing. And I circled back when he first came around and kind of observed a lot over there. But how are you just going to give him credit for what Jack's done? He's had a lot of people around, a lot of influence, and he's did it all himself. What if Jack did the opposite and he turned out really bad and all this stuff and did something horrible? Are you going to get the credit for that too? No? Oh, you just want it because Jack's doing good, right? It's a bunch of bullshit. Sorry.
What if all that bullying caused Jack to kill himself? What would people do then?
Right. Is it going to be your fault? No, only because Jax is succeeding, right?
Breach.
Well, this was kind of the topic yesterday, is how responsible are we for the feelings of others? I believe we do have. I do believe we have a responsibility to care about the feelings of others. Because regardless of what we think, the feelings that people feel, the feelings you feel, I feel, that shit is real when it's happening. There's no denying the feelings you've got, the pain, the anger. Guys, we can help each other heal when we learn to love ourselves, as ourselves, for ourselves, and actually not for ourselves. We love ourselves so that we may be filled with love for others. I'm pretty sure that's what we were supposed to be taught and learned. Where'd that go? Be responsible for your words, assholes. Hey, and Ian, thank you for that. This is what's been, Rob G, you are delusional. Jack was nothing before Paul, according to Paul. You fucking idiot. You don't know my accomplishments, the things I have actually achieved. You cult. You know what? I kind of want to let Jack to come out. But I'm trying to overcome the old Jack as well. So each of us can play the fool as long as we want. Illuminati, Paul Unslaved, etc. Everyone, Toilet Bowl Earth as well. Everyone gets to play the fool that they want. Jacket. Hey, thank you for noticing that, Toilet Bowl Earth, as I was disparaging you. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of fallout from those that want to defend their leader, Paulie Boy. I made the mistake of having faith in Paul, but here's the deal. No, let me correct that. I don't want to insult.
Before you do, let me say I told you so. I told you it was a mistake. Now go ahead and take the victory away from me.
All right. See, in this victory you can have, but in Paul's victory that he made me, that I was nothing before he suggested the idea that I choose to do streams, right? He wants to take the credit for the choices of others, but he accepts no responsibility for the choices of himself. That seems to be the American way.
I'm going to say this right now. when I start doing streams, Paul can have the credit for giving me the idea. There you go. Now everyone can be happy.
Oh,
But
Paul
you did
invented
it.
streams.
It's like a suggestion or an influence, like you should do this, and you doing it. I mean, the person that's actually making the choice and doing it gets all the credit.
no,
You know what I mean?
I can
Ian,
give it away.
Paul, here in this world we're sharing with Paul, he believes he is a god. I have no audience unless Paul allows other people to tune into my show. This is how fucking delusional he is. And he'll say it's a joke, it's a content, but Paul, I know this is how you think. You have edged God completely out of your life. You are delusional by your egotism. It's demonstrated by your ego. I'm not looking for credit from folks who aren't
Does he understand?
egoic and delusional.
I can't attack either of you. I'm as bad as both of you. So
Do you think that's a typo or a double negative on purpose?
It has to be a typo.
I think he revealed what is true. He's not accepting credit except from those who are prideful, egoic, and delusional. Because the prideful, egoic, and delusional, they think Paulie's doing a great job. So those are the ones he will listen to.
So you're saying this is a Freudian typo.
What's that? Yep, a Freudian typo.
but yeah, I'm as bad as both of you. So I really can't attack either of you. So
Hank, that just proves the opposite.
or does it?
Paul, I would actually challenge you to consider that when you actually censor yourself and allow two-way conversation, we can communicate for
Jack, wouldn't you like to hear this one, though?
Yeah,
I would like to hear the form. I would like to hear it.
Hey, Jack, would you like me to clarify that comment for you? You're a little slow.
Yeah, what's happening? What's happening in chat? Horny for Talcott's like timing out everybody.
Yeah, please don't get over. Let's stop.
No, literally everybody, almost.
Oh, is it really?
Well, they're very sensitive here and in their feelers. Very
yeah,
weak people over here.
Yeah,
Hey.
he's overusing his wrench.
I thought this was your audience.
Hey, you know what?
No. My audience is not the mods. The mods are very weak people. My audience are the ones holding people accountable to what they've said and done, and they're getting timed out.
Paul's mad, so he's using his slaves to delete everybody in your chat because he's mad.
See,
Why are
the
you
only
mad
people
at
who
all?
get mods are the folks who broke bad on me and are in their feelers as well. Don't you get
He's
the
a
power
fat little
game?
kid getting mad.
There's another one up there, yammering over me. See the pattern?
Because nobody cares what you have to say. You
It's a clear
Actually, I
pattern
do.
going
Hold
on
on.
here.
I-
I do
I-
not
I-
see it.
I want to hear the accountability.
I'm going to.
Right. I'm only looking for credit from folks who won't give it. See the game?
So you want my approval? Is that what's going on? You want what you
I'm
can't
not
have?
even focused on you or speaking to you. You're desperate to have an interaction with me, but you will never come to my area to do it.
What are you talking about? I come to your area.
Why are you talking to me now? I'm not talking to you.
I know. I'm talking to you, though. It's an open panel.
I know.
Doesn't
Every
that
time I
work?
come up on panel, the broken hoe haters all start coming at me. It's the same pattern again. You guys aren't great with pattern recognition, huh?
You invented open panels. You don't know how they work yet?
Hey, hold on just a moment. It took me a little bit. Horny Talcott, you can just horny for Talcott. Good game. I saw something in the chat that one of the mods was going to go rampant and was going to really do what they could do. Fuck you, Paul, and your lackeys.
Wait a second. So now I get the credit for that. So
Yes,
when somebody who
Yes,
watches
Paul,
me,
take some credit.
right,
Paul.
there's your lack of account.
No, Paul, you want to argue about what is true, and I don't give a fuck to deal with your arguments anymore. Okay? Because, Paul, what you fail to recognize is what the value you think, it's only in your mind, dude. You're crazy. You don't even know it.
Nice gaslighting routine, Jack. Great.
You should
Great
know
stuff.
gaslighting, dumbass. You should know it.
Oh,
You
that's
taught me.
loving, dumbass. Fuck you. Yeah, there's the loving Jack that everyone's going to sit silently and not hold him accountable for again. What else is
Hold
new?
them accountable.
Let's just be
Mr.
hypocritical
Lack of
all day, every day.
accountability.
Sit around.
Hey, Paul, you want to talk about accountability of others? Mr. No, I'm not going to say it again. Your profanity, your delusions, your
So
ego.
your match.
Paul, I'm not going to allow you to come up here and dominate. You want to sit. This is a test for you, brother. You either play along or you leave as a punk. Simple as that. I'm going to be kind and we can be respectful, but you are not going to go off on your bullshit like you have been.
How about I come to Spokane and you punk me in person on live?
Come to Kansas City too.
Hey, you know what? You want?
I wouldn't go there. It's a horrible place to visit, let alone live. No wonder why you're so
I
miserable.
wouldn't go there. Hey, Paul, you want to fly or drive?
Well, however you're going to get me there. We know you can't afford either. So however you're going to pay to get me there.
You fucking think. Answer the question. You want to fly or drive? Bitch.
However you're going to pay to get me there. Just make sure you give it up front. And I'm going to come there. You're going to punk me and send me out of that house. All right?
Hey, Paul, you're nothing.
Hey, Jack.
You're nothing but talk.
Right, because you just tried to bluff and now you ain't going to follow through. And neither is Slow State either.
Hey, GoFundMe. We're just going to GoFundMe and promote.
I've got someone else trying to come up. I've got two people in the
deflection, obfuscation. We'll see you later, Jack. No accountability as always.
Go ahead. Kiss my ass. You delusional bitch.
Nobody's accountable to him. I don't know why everybody on the internet thinks everybody else is accountable to them. Nobody's fucking accountable to you people.
No, he's fucking delusional. This is egoic nonsense. He is fucking insane and he has been enabled by supporters. It's gaslighting and oh my God, it is. I'm glad you guys are witnessing this with me. Thank you.
Hey, Flo. Oh my God. You're not really a fucking fag. I apologize for that.
Jack.
Yes.
I know you try to stand for truth and love and all that, which I do too. But you have to understand that there are quote unquote agents of Satan. All right. And when you got fuck boys that are proud of their florals, like Flow State, if you will, with your bitch ass pride, that shit don't ride in the real world, Jack.
What is it that you're mad about?
Stop. Right. Where did this conflict come from? What is the purpose behind this? Better yet, what is the resolve, Goblin?
What is the actual issue, though?
The resolve is nobody can claim to be better or less than the next. And when you got somebody that crawled out of their shell online thinking that they were being slick with their floral pride, and I'm not speaking on you, speaking directly towards Flow State with your flowers, bud.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's
for real,
bro.
He's delusional.
There ain't no fucking Proud Boy. Get that bullshit out of your head.
Hey,
dude.
Goblin. Hey, Goblin. Can you come into this present moment and join me? Did he leave? It appears so.
It's what Paul's little enslaved people do. They talk shit then leave. They don't like to debate.
This is fascinating. You know, this really is fascinating. And I appreciate you guys. I'm doing my best trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. And you guys have been around long enough, you know. What I see happening is people revealing their confusion. It's simple as that. A lack of self-control demonstrates someone's lack of self-awareness. A lack of self-awareness shows that they're confused. They don't know what they're doing. You know, as it said, that's what Jesus was quoted. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And I've been trying to, I tell you what, you want to find peace in the moment. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. I can
They know what they're doing.
Well, so what if they do? Doesn't change anything. We don't control anyone else. So I used to get angry and triggered. Here's another one that's triggered me a few times, but I actually like you a lot, Toilet Bowler.
Jack, how are you, sir?
I'm feeling blessed. How are you?
I'm well, man. It's good to hear from you, buddy. I did watch a couple of your streams without audio. It was amazing.
Was it better that way?
Yeah, and I had to figure out what was going on in the conversation. I was doing pretty well. I think I was hitting about 70%. You know what I'm saying? But,
Do you have a bingo card too?
I have bingo sheet. I had a bingo sheet for Paul.
Did you?
You can look on my page for that one if you guys need one.
Oh, that's right. You did. I think I've seen that. You've got some pretty good stuff, man.
By the grace of God, you know, he helps me get through the insanity and confusion of people on the internet with humor. So I guess that's the silver lining of this whole shit show dumpster fire panel verse. So
I'm gonna shut that down. These panels are very interesting, but guys, this is our life. I would I'm kind of
I don't know about that, Jack. I don't know about panels or our life. Let's reel that one back in.
Well, regardless of what is happening with the panels, we are experiencing the panels in our lives. And some of this stuff can get pretty addictive. The drama, the nonsense, the reality, who's going to argue, who's going to be getting along today, you know, it's kind of addictive. It can be consuming of our time, our attention.
Well, you know what I've heard is, you know, how to get people engaged is don't ask people questions for the right answer. Just say the wrong thing and people will fight each other to correct you. That's how I've observed the panel verse. Just say completely fucking asinine things completely, and the horde will come and correct you whether or not you listen or not. You know what I'm saying, Jack?
Yeah, that's sort of simple things, but if it gets too technical, they don't even know. They won't even engage. So if it's too technical, they won't even engage that point.
So all you got to do is you got to start a YouTube channel where you just say fucking asinine things, ridiculous things, inflammatory things, and people will come to you to try and correct you endlessly. It's like
Shit
endless
Talk
hamster
Central.
loop.
Shit
like
Talk Central.
Yeah. Yeah,
There
thank you, big man Scotty, big boy.
Wait,
Thank
no
you, big
problem.
boy.
Boy,
You're a big boy. I know you,
boy.
buddy. You're a big boy.
There's only something
You're
that
a
I
real
can
poorly
contribute.
boy. Someone's been feeding you very well, Scott.
You're a
I know it.
toilet
I
boy?
seen
Is that
it.
what you're saying? Toilet boy?
I seen it. I seen it, sir. I'm sorry, Jack. Go ahead, buddy.
How do I tell who's been timed out? Is there a way to do that in the
No,
chat?
unless you look at the YouTube chat on your browser, you won't know.
Well,
if you're just in StreamYard, you won't know. Maybe I guess you'll have to scroll up. I don't know.
No,
I'm looking into that right now, trying to unhide Paul Jr. and trying to figure it out.
Thank you.
And this guy Hank, he defiles a torso sexually.
Oh,
What a sick guy.
stop. Hey.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm
TBD.
being judgmental, Jack.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for that self-correction. That's the best correction we can offer each other.
You're right, Jack. I'm not here to ruin your panel, buddy. Okay, go ahead.
I know you're not. Hey, I did remove the rogue mod. Such a disappointment. You know, you offer trust to people, you offer respect, and then people have no respect. This is what I'm wondering. I don't even know how you set the time. How do you set the time for how long people can be timed out? I'm sorry to those who have been. It took me a while to get it, and I saw I'm getting away with a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think after they're timed out, there's no way for you to personally undo it because you're kind of responsible for giving these people that administrative power. So
Yeah. I do apologize for the chaos. I'm figuring this out.
Jack, I'm gonna send you a voice message on your phone to tell you how to deal with that. It's really
Thank
easy.
you.
Yep.
Jack, embrace the chaos, my friend. Embrace it. Transmute it, sir. Make it yours.
I think Jack's done a fine job of doing that, and there he is. This is why he's here. He's gotten so much havoc.
Don't let the chaos overwhelm you, Jack. Let it fuel you, sir. Let it fuel your passion, sir.
He's one of the strongest people I know online, guaranteed.
I definitely agree with you there.
Jesse, stop looking at us like that, man. Please. You're creeping me out, man.
Don't put your fantasies on me, man.
Those were my fantasies.
You got those Sampuco eyes, bro. The Sampuco eyes, man. It's creepy eyes, but go ahead.
I did try to write on YouTube, hit the like button, and it said I was timed out. And I don't know. I mean, I'm here on panel, but maybe on YouTube I'm not allowed. But regardless, hit the like button if you're here.
Yeah, it's different applications, so the permissions won't transfer.
There was a lot of people who that's what I was doing. I went back to see how many were blocked, and this is absolutely what I mean. I know it doesn't make a big difference, but there's no good that is being, there's no love being offered by that. What that is, actually, there might be. Let me not overdo this. There's probably some asshat trying to get Polyboy's approval. That's why I credited him with this behavior.
I gotta ask, how did you not know by the name that was a troll?
You know, there's been others.
Horny for Talcott. I'm sorry.
They
Jack.
also contributed. They contributed. You know what? People are liars, and I don't care. Whoever is behind that profile revealed their character, and forever that is part of their history. They chose to play that stupid game. Yep. Paul left. Well, Paul left, and Horny for Talcott went crazy. Paul was still here when it happened. In the chat, I saw him. And I don't think he got timed out.
Amazing.
No, hey, Ancient One or Ascending Ancient, you're right. I'm not saying Paul would personally do that. I'm not even saying this was specifically Paul's idea. But guys, this is the same type of behavior. This cultish bullshit behavior is the same stuff that is throughout our world. We've got these idiots who don't accept responsibility or accountability for the words they say, and they go out, you should unsubscribe. That guy's a demon. That guy's a liar. He's a manipulator.
It's rewarded.
Paul has encouraged adversaries against me. Paul wouldn't personally do this attack. Paul would boss and encourage others to do it. And everyone wants to please. I think it's quite funny, though, that God has allowed so many people to reveal their character onto me. I don't deserve a lot of this crap. But hey, praise be. This is what life brings us.
I just find it ironic that he tells people not to be slaves, and then they slave to him.
Right.
It's ironic.
You know, thank you for seeing it. It's the contradiction. It's an example for us of today's society. There's a lot of cults, whether you want to call them Republicans, Democrats, right? capitalist, all these different religions and cults that people worship, and they become blind followers without thinking that, oh, this is just a game. None of this matters. None of this matters. We can just say whatever we want. And if you get hurt, well, that's your fault for being a pussy.
Well, I hate to be a gorilla's advocate here, but you can't be blamed for people that follow him. So,
It says a lot about those people.
People in general are just kind of like that. They watch channels and they have a parasocial relationship with it to whatever degree that is.
Yeah, those people try to act like total slaves to impress him. But I don't make any effort to do that, and I actually impress them. So maybe they should reconsider their efforts. I think they're wasting their effort.
Hey, let me pop in here. Hey, dumbass, thank you again for your contributions always. And I love thanking you. 93 there was 93 viewers and only 39 likes. That's, you know what? 369s, those are the numbers, frequencies, those are the numbers of reality. Praise be. It's all about the numbers, right?
I thought you were being rude to the super chat. That's literally his name. Wow. That's amazing. That's pretty cool.
Right.
It must feel good to shout him out.
I know.
It's cathartic, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is. Oh, Ian stepped out. Blessings and thank you, brother, for joining.
Are we having fun, Jack Talcott? Are we being joyful right now?
I feel like we are. Yes. Thank you.
We're not being resentful. We're being joyful, are we?
I feel that way.
I'm happy. I'm on the panel. I haven't been up here in a minute. It's good to talk and hang out with you, buddy.
And there was days where you tried to get up here and I wouldn't let you stay for a minute.
because Big Bad Toilet Bowl likes to defend what he believes in, and people don't like that around these parts. I know.
It's not so much the defending. It's the actually, I'll just leave it at that. It's not so much the defending. I really
let it out, Jack. I believe in you. Let it out. What's up, Paulie boy?
Every time I look at Hank up in the middle, up the top, I keep thinking of Michael Clark Duncan.
I don't know who that is.
The Green Mile.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
The Green Mile. Okay.
Can't help but think that. Sorry, Hank. Just keeps coming to mind.
Oh, that's fine. I don't control your mind yet.
He was a great actor. Bad Judgment. He did try and marry Omarosa.
I think she's hot. I would try. I don't like marriage as a contract, but I would hook up with her if I had a chance.
Just tell her you were his little brother.
I'll consider any email.
Can we come back?
Sure.
Please. So the topic, Thankful Thursday, I think is what it was, but to make space, how to make space for gratitude. Does anyone ever think about that? How to make space for more gratitude, for more love, more life, more health? That's what I would consider.
Gratitude.
I think
What's that?
I think you just hit it on the head. To make space is to be aware of it. First, you have to be aware of it, and then you can actually accept it or create it.
Shouldn't it just be a way of life?
Correct.
Well, okay, but until you're like, it's brought to your attention, you're not aware. You know, you're bombarded with other things that take your awareness away. So, you know, I believe you're right. It should be a way of life. I think faith and appreciation are the number one things that you can actually practice. But until you know that, you're not going to be able to do that. You're just going to go along with what you've learned and know. So it's a good topic. It's a good topic.
Is that a maturity thing, Leg?
I don't know if it's a maturity thing, but I think that it's, you know, it's like up to happenstance, maybe a gift. I don't know. You like,
Maybe
this
it
is a
is a
gift.
maturity thing.
It could be. It could be. But you could be like, you know, taught that from a young age. And, you know, maybe that makes you more mature at 5 years old than some people that are 90. Who knows?
Getting out of the divisive programming is a big step.
There you go, Lou. To get out of the cult, step beyond the divisive programming. Stop believing there's a separation.
Just back out slowly, turn around, and fucking run. Don't look back, Lou.
Well, actually, the greatest way to escape the cult mindset is to pick your own path. Find a purpose for your time that's actually fulfilling, enlightening, in service of others. Frankly, that is why I have been separating myself a little bit from some of this online chaos and drama. It's not healthy for me. It's not proven to be productive. Yeah, there's a little bit of gems and wisdom that's shared once in a while, but luck, oh dear, man. God has given us this entire world. There's a lot of things I want to do.
In other words, you can learn fucking plenty of shit elsewhere.
Yes. Yes. When I'm not here facing disbelief, doubts, false accusations, you know, hey, Silent Gorilla, the written word is simply just a distraction when it's irrelevant and untrue, right? Actually, any words are just distractions when they're irrelevant and untrue, are they not? Silent Gorilla, feel free to speak. You're getting all chatty in the chat.
He wouldn't be true to his name if he wasn't silent.
Well, I'll accept whatever is chosen, but I know what I've been experiencing. I know what I've offered. I know what I've heard. I know what I've seen. I do not lie. As a matter of fact, who was that I wanted to get into? Oh, who was that? That was Aaron earlier on this stream where I wanted to get into an argument and point out the differences between Paulie Boy and myself.
This, Aaron?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you were saying there was just everything's the same, but
I don't think he believes it. I think that he knows there's differences.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but I suspect.
Dude, I have
Refresh me
seen him
on that because
so.
I don't know what you're talking about when I say everything is the same.
Yeah.
You said all of our goals here were the same. We were all here for the same purpose.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
Okay. You won't accept any. That's the totality. There's no difference
This is
between
what I
all
think.
I'm doing.
I didn't say that there was no difference. I said each
I
person is
did.
playing their individual role.
Right.
That's
Okay.
all.
All right. But the question was about the difference. You said there was a sameness. I suggested there is a difference. Yes, you're right. Everyone is playing their role. But what I'm trying to get people to consider and maybe even admit, there's a distinction between Paul and I. One of us is right. One of us is wrong about me. Aaron, I know you like to ignore what you don't want to hear, but you've sat there next to Paul while he has, and you've nodded along, enabling his bullshit. You don't stand up for the truth. You just float along and get along, Aaron. I'm calling you out.
Okay.
You kind of present like a bitch when you do that.
I support truth. That's all. I support truth. And
I reject truth. I like the best narrative.
You like the what?
I like the best narrative.
Well, Aaron, how is it standing up for the truth when you listen to false narratives?
I can be entertained by something because it's funny. You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean I agree with it. And you have never heard me say anything bad about you. I promise. Not on your panel, not on anybody else's panel. I stay silent. I'm not going to. I don't advocate for anything like that my own self.
Aaron, come on. I'm not trying to attack. I'm trying to point out and explain what is obvious. In the place where we met, over on the other panel. In that panel, you have sat there and enabled false narratives. Okay?
Never.
The silent gorilla is responsible for what is said, but each person, Aaron, you're going to sit here and tell me, present this bullshit lie that you stand for truth when I'm telling you there is clear evidence you do not.
Pull that up. Find a clip, because you'll not find one, bro.
Well, no, Jack,
you'll never hear me talking bad about anybody except if I'm going to say it to their face.
Yep, I'm saying you are enabling and participating. Maybe you don't specifically say the hateful
I've stood up for you too, Jack.
Have you? All right,
yes,
maybe
absolutely.
That's true. I don't see everything.
Times, guaranteed, no matter what.
I
always say Jack is good. Always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You say that about everybody. Lig, have you heard of it? Do you know what integrating the shadow means?
No, go ahead.
Well, I don't have time to I just recommend you look into it. I don't have time to explain it right now.
Integrating the shadow.
Jack, can we give
it's Jungian, Carl Jung.
Is Flow State telling people to look into things? Oh, that's rich. That's rich. But can't explain it? That's rich.
Yeah, but it's not because I got stumped on a paradigm in my own beliefs. It's because I'm at work still.
Shut up, Flow State, you big doofus.
Hey, I bet if you worked faster, you wouldn't have to work as late.
Good one, Jack.
Probably true. Or if I started earlier.
On a bunch of bullshit online.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've noticed what time my streams are normally on now, but it's sort of shifting my day hours around a little bit.
Maybe you could drink some of that concrete so we can get some peace and quiet.
No.
Wow. Hey,
can't you feel the Jesus on him?
Yeah, I know.
I guess I can explain integrating the shadow since I'm not at work right now. So pretty much integrating the shadow is when you take pieces of the dark side of your personality and just meld it in with the rest of your personality, so it doesn't just give you, like, let's say, power surges in the middle so you don't blow something out.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I know there has been plenty of evidence of things people have said about me. I've shared openly my path, my story. I've harmed nobody. And yet, hey, Aaron, you don't want to think I'm right. Paulie sure as fuck wants everyone to think I'm wrong.
I believe that you haven't harmed anybody. I was shaking my head in agreement, not against you.
Jack, I just want to know where does it go from your panel to the real world? Is it? I mean, can you explain that for me? Like, what do you apply? What are you discussing here that you can apply out there?
You're talking like Paul now.
Oh, I can explain it.
Paul?
I can explain it.
How is that a fucking Paul point?
Well, it's
you
kind of
fucking
a
serious?
well.
That's exactly what the words that
No.
would come out of
Do you
Paul's
want
mouth.
to understand rather than get offended?
Well, that's
Right?
a general
I didn't make the
general
statement,
question
and
to make.
right,
Don't
I
get in
didn't.
your feelers. If
Hey,
you want me to quote.
TBE, look at yourself. You're getting triggered. So I can. I didn't even make the comment that it was similar to what Paul would say, but I
Yeah,
can
that was me.
understand why it was said.
I mean, you have panel after panel every day. Where is it just a
Right.
nonstop
Hey,
conversation
TBE.
that
Hey,
never goes anywhere?
Hey, TBE. Right. Now, do you see your similarities to Paul? You want to prove
Now we're
no
doing
value.
Paul fallacy.
So
No.
TBE, you're presenting a. I'm gonna. I think our time here may be done today, at least with you, because
Man, I've said so little and it's triggered you this much.
nope.
Unreal, Jack. I thought we were having a good time.
Right, TBE, try to consider that what you're offering is irrelevant, unhelpful. Okay? And if you can accept responsibility that you're really not bringing love and joy and clarity to the panel, you're bringing your confusion, your patterns. I love you, my friend. I really do. I care about who you are, but you have shown patterns of judgment and disrespect to many, including me. So it's not just Paul who's sitting here with, unresolved hate that's been thrown at me. It sure has been received as though it's hate, since it's been cruel and unhelpful, unnecessary. But I'm sitting here and you're welcome to be here, but golly geez, dude. For you to ask that question as though you can't find any value for your fucking self? Are you that ignorant and foolish?
No, Jack. I don't come here to find value for myself. I come here to talk.
To be a troll.
Try to
come
understand.
here to be a troll. To be honest. Be honest.
No, I
You
come here to
be a
try to
troll.
understand you better, Jack. Okay, I don't come here to extract value from you. I come to understand you, and I guess in that regard, it is sort of valuable to try to understand where you're coming from. So why are you lambasting me for that?
I'm trying to understand you as well. Hold on. I'm trying to understand you as well, Toilet Bowl Earth. You claim to want to understand me.
Okay, if you want to understand me, then don't threaten to kick me off your panel because you don't like what I'm saying.
How about?
But you can kick me. I don't care. It's not a big deal.
Check yourself, right? And so I don't want to kick you off because it is more difficult for each of us to understand each other. However, you're coming here with conclusions already made. You've already formed opinions, and here the question was asked. I'll play this fucking question anyway. What is shared from this panel that people can go put into practice? Well, let's see the title today. Make space for gratitude. If you can't find gratitude, or maybe you already know it all and you don't need to find gratitude. You're different than everybody else. You're a Christian, right? You don't need gratitude. You got heaven as long as you accept the name.
Okay, Jack, now who's being denigrating now, Jack? Come on, buddy.
I am. And you know what? I'm trying to get better than that. I'm sorry for that.
Jack, Dominic just showed up on my panel. I'm interviewing him now on the missing link. So you all have a, fun time with whatever this is. Hopefully there's some resolution can come out of it.
Jesse, thank you, brother. God bless. Yeah, our friend Dominic, who frequents these panels, will be sharing his story with Jesse over on the missing link. It's a word time. I'm actually, hey, you tell me, thank you for saying this. I'm feeling like I am. I've been impatient. I have been condescending at times. I have been rude at other times. I am growing, though. And here, let me toss something else. This is my story. I get to document my journey here, right? So despite what everyone has seen, the stories and everything, and even today, I'm fighting a little. I was admittedly fighting a little sadness today because my son, 21 years ago today, I became a father. And yet, today, the inspiration I received from my observations on my life is that God is perfect. Every moment comes forth perfectly unique, perfectly designed, perfectly revealed. So, TBE, this is something else I encourage often from here. I know I repeat the same things, but guys, when we surrender our fears and our worries, that's what the scripture was about. We're supposed to love life, love living. And we're not supposed to be the doers. We're not supposed to be the ones who are waiting to be told what to do. We're not supposed to be the ones who have to be told what to do. And I tell you what, a lot of us build this mindset where we're constantly telling ourselves things to do. If we allow love to lead us, that's how we're supposed to live.
All right, well, quick, I'm going to get off. I have stuff to do. But the reason why I like being here in the chat with everybody on Jack's channel, normally it's peaceful. Everybody has good conversations. No arguing and bitching. Not all the time, but for the most part, it's pretty much peaceful and positive. It needs to be more places like that on YouTube where a lot of places are more negative, division, arguing, fighting, name calling, etc. Yeah, that's why I love it here.
Hey, respect. Thank you. We are growing and we're developing, not just in how the format goes, but how we know each other too. I appreciate your participation and what you brought.
It's always a good time here. Y'all have a good night.
You too, brother. Thank you. Hey, Rocky, I see some questions in the chat. Thank you for popping up. Who timed me out and why was I timed out for so long? Just for posting some proverbs. Try giving a warning first. I agree. Why would I give you a thumbs up? You don't have to, but it's an option. The who timed you out was a single mod that chose to be adversarial against me and the viewers. So I'm sorry that it took me a few minutes to recognize and get the mod taken away. There was a bunch of people timed out, apparently for 24 hours. So it seems. I checked what I can access, what I'm aware of. I'm going to follow up after the stream and try and make sure everyone's not timed out for tomorrow. But, praise be.
It's time to unwrench everybody, Jack.
I can't comment in the comments, even on StreamYard. And I did want to say thanks to Sophia. She's always sweet.
There are many who are. And Aaron, you know what? I got kind of confrontational with you. And it's not the intention. I am, while clumsy, my purpose is to try and...
I know you're good, Jack. I appreciate what you're trying to do. You don't have to. It's all good. I love you.
Jack,
That's all.
Jack, may I make a suggestion?
Please.
Live without fear means something, and it means something to you. You're trying to build a brand. You have been working at it for some time, and you have, some antagonists. Let them be that. You're the protagonist in all this. Okay? And when someone kind of tries to derail you, the more you let them, the more they're telling the story. The less you let them, the more you're sticking to your story. Now, my suggestion is don't give this any more power. When people say or have opinions or think something of you, that's none of your business. Who the fuck cares? And if they want to make it your business, let it go in one ear and out the other. My best advice, period.
Yeah, that's easy to say for someone who doesn't have to deal with it.
Jack, it's going to make you the hero. No other outcome can come from this. If you entertain the bullshit, then this stream becomes bullshit.
You're right. I know.
That's pretty
Jack
brilliant,
would be cool
Scott.
as a villain. He'd be like the anti-villain. So I think Jack would be cool as the villain.
Okay, fuck you, Jack. You're the villain.
No, Jack.
There's
No.
many who paint. Hey, old Polly boy obviously paints that out.
Let him do that. That's his narrative.
Well, I have to live with the results of that.
Scott,
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Scott, in order for him to take the advice you just gave, he'd have to have actual confidence, inspiration, and empowerment in himself and in his life.
He's gaining that, though. Paul, can't you see it? He's gaining that, though, and your actual adversity is helping him, I think.
We're not allowed to point out where steel sharpens steel. We're not allowed to point that out.
Paul,
let's all be villains. That'd be hilarious. No heroes.
When you evolve past your character,
what, the Semitic warrior?
Yeah, whatever name you want to give it. When you move past your arrogant character, you and I can get along. And when we get along, we'll have some different conversations than the bullshit you've been bringing me.
I don't think that he was speaking about us getting along. This has been the same discussion.
I don't care.
Right. Okay.
Right.
There's a desire that causes you suffering and outbursts. You don't care to live the information. That's the point.
Yeah.
You're a fraud.
Bitch. Paul, take your happy ass off. You joined back with the false presentation.
Oh, what? Hold on.
And here, Scott, you want to continue to support this bitch?
I'm not supporting. I want to know why
the
you want to
loving
call
Jack
you.
Talcott. There he is.
Well,
that's the.
There's the Paul. That's the one I like. The one who is silent.
What I will say, what I said, this isn't in support of him. I would say the adversity he brings has had to make you harder. It's no, there's no other outcome.
I know, Scott, and you know what? I reacted poorly to that truth. You are correct. Where the reason I reacted poorly is I feel that it just feeds Paulie. That's what he loves to hear. That's what he loves to tell everyone. Is the only reason Jack has any strength is because Paul gave it to him.
What's the difference? What I said, unless you believe
viewers, is because Paul allowed him.
What's the difference? What I said, unless you believed it was true on some level.
Well, Paul, why don't you care what is true?
I have my perspective on it. You have yours.
Well, and then there is the objective truth. Why don't you care about the objective truth more than just what you think?
So you, the subject, are now going to set the narrative of what the objective truth is without being egoic and prideful. That's fascinating.
And there you go, creating an irrelevant argument just to deflect from the conversation so that you can present yourself as domineering and in control. You're a little bitch, and I'm tired of it. Is there
As you control and be domineering. This is fascinating projection.
Any resolve today? Are you capable of any changes? Or
I'm literally just sitting here talking to you in a low voice, calm voice, and you're freaking out, being controlling, domineering, and projecting.
Passive aggressive, little bullshit, gaslighting, manipulating.
You're literally being passive aggressive and gaslighting while you're claiming I'm doing that.
Am I?
This is fascinating. You're like the most fascinating subject for a psychologist. They would get out.
You do not answer. Good night, Paul. I'm kicking you. You're done. Good night. Do you return your band tonight? And we'll fucking see if you can reinvent yourself again tomorrow. I'm not accepting this nonsense anymore. Does anyone have any suggestions for Paul, or is it just for me?
Well, I suggest you take a deep breath for a minute there, buddy.
Yep, there you
Don't
go.
just.
Everyone's
Well,
got
no.
a voice for Jackie boy. Nobody's
He's
got
not here. Why would we give him any suggestions? What the fuck's the point?
I'll give a suggestion to Daddy Paul. Let other people take their turns because that's when they can make their own mistakes. There you go.
What's your prerequisite for getting a wrench?
Being respectful, sharing encouragement and support with others in the chat. When I see that, I consider that a person that or a profile that could be worthy of some trust and respect. So I share that generously.
Have you considered me being disrespectful ever on your show?
Did I tell you you were disrespectful?
No, I was just asking.
Why are you asking that question? What is the relevance?
Well, I got timed out, and I've been timed out for like over an hour.
Okay, so Rocky, did you? I know you were here and present. Apparently, you do not listen. You're one of those that has trouble listening to me. I explained that and actually responded to your questions from the private chat specifically.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking, how did that person that timed me out get a wrench? I mean,
okay, so if you wanted to know that question, that's not the question you asked. But if you wanted to know about that specific one, well,
It's $49.95, Rocky. $49.95, and you have a wrench. For $100, you get two.
What's the double wrench?
It was actually $99.95 for two, not $100.
There are a lot of people.
How many wrenches does
I'm
Wizard?
gonna suggest that for $1,000 you get a wrench for life.
I'm not accusing Jack of it, but I have seen on YouTube channel a lot of, they're just like, they're after the fucking money, man. Fucking subscribe here, buy this, do that.
Go watch Fight Club. They let people buy your way out or kick you off the panel by paying them money.
I saw that. I don't think I've ever heard Jack encourage any kind of anything except to, maybe suggest that if you want to donate, you can. I've never heard him sell anything personally.
I'm just trying to help people. Apparently,
Jack, you should make some merchandise. I mean, not for nothing. If you fucking just made a T-shirt through some of these online services
said that before, Scott. Thank you.
Just putting it out.
I know. Lots of ideas irrelevant to my goals.
All right, let's just. I think I'm going to send you a plane ticket to the UN.
Look, my goal is to help others.
You do that every night, buddy.
Hey, Scott, then seriously. Then Aaron, you specifically, this is what I was trying to get into with you. You claim you've stood up for me.
Absolutely.
You've seen Paul right here. Not one fucking person calls Paul out. You guys want to bitch at me. It's fucking delusional.
Have you seen me jump in and support?
No.
But I'm not going to say a thing
problem,
because you have your own.
Aaron, this is the problem.
You can defend yourself. I'm not going to jump in and
I know, Aaron, I'm sorry.
Especially if you're here, bro.
I'm sorry I engaged you because you don't shut the fuck up. Aaron and I have spoken, LIG and I have spoken offline. And he has, and specifically about what I've been experiencing with Paul. And he has wanted to he has wanted to convince me that the bullying is helpful. Yeah, you're a little bitch. You support bullies, Aaron. You're a bitch. I'm done with you. Woo, it feels good to be Jack. God, it feels good to be a dick.
Jack's back. Here's Jack. I think it was here's Johnny.
Hey, I know. Here's something I've been thinking about, honestly. I've been arguing and fighting, and it's proven to be ineffective. That's where I noticed Flo. He's able to call people out like a dick, but he does it calmly and accurately.
He's a sweet dick.
Well, he's learned different methods than I have. Now, and in seeing this and considering why am I admiring this, and I've recognized my problems myself, but I'm balancing a fine line. I do want to be a more holy, more righteous, more Christ-like man. I do. But at the same time, I'm not him. I'm me. And I think as long as my intentions and my heart is pure, I think it's okay to be me. And sometimes you got to call people out on their bullshit, or they do not listen to you. They don't take you seriously.
Jack, can I tell you something? Just a little piece about who you are and what you are, being yourself. You don't have a fucking choice, so it's okay to be you. Don't fucking ever apologize for it.
Okay. Thank you for that. I believe that too. But you've heard my story. You've been, if not daily, often frequent participants and witnesses of what this world has been offering me. I've been trying to figure out what to do.
The majority of the people you talk to are in their own world trying to figure out what to do with their fucking chaos. You realize that, don't you?
I do. And this is the frustrating part, brother, is that I know that I can help others. If someone would come into the same
How big would that semi be just to go down around the block and pick up problems from your neighbors?
I can show them how to put them down. And actually, that's what I've been trying to do in my hometown. I would love to have some sort of, actually, you know what? It doesn't matter what I want. When people care about what I want.
Keep going with what you're, no. Don't derail yourself from fucking doing what's right.
I've said this before, Scott. I've said it before.
Say it again. Say it till you get it.
Yep. Well, what I hope in my town is to encourage the community leaders to sponsor, to fund. We've got a beautiful convention center here in town, a great arena. We can fit a lot of people. I would happily present inspiration, motivational, practical tips on how to meditate, how to overcome, how to heal. I could give, the Tony Robbins rah type stuff. I could put one of those on for free. I wouldn't charge a fucking dime. I just want people to get better. I want people to be better. I want them to believe in themselves and stop wasting time fighting and arguing and all this bullshit. That's my idea. But that requires someone else. But hey, Jack, go do this.
Wait. Who else does that require to get that fucking thing off the ground? You got the idea. It requires you. Yep. It requires you to put together an outline. Once you put together an outline, then you put together a plan. Once you put together a plan, you make copies of it and distribute it to all the motherfuckers that you think you want to impress with the plan.
I'm not trying to impress anyone.
You want this to come off the ground? If you want to have that kind of an organized festival or annual or monthly or even bi-weekly event, you have to give somebody a organized thought process with which they can.
You've got You've got advice for every.
No, I have a track record of doing just what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Hey, Scott. You gave me the same similar advice when it came to me trying to communicate with my son. Just a bunch of bullshit, but just flapping your gums for hot air, Scott. That's what you're doing, man.
That's what you call it. I'm sorry, man. You're not taking the advice that you're given.
Explain the relevance or how it is helpful. What specifically do
You just said what you want. I just told you what you need to do to get it. How the fuck is that not relevant?
Hey, Scott, how about this? Come back.
Kick me out. Kick me out for telling you how to help you.
No, how about we resolve this?
Shoot fire. I'm listening.
Okay. Please consider how arrogant you are coming across.
There's no arrogance here at all.
See, I present a fact and you don't want to hear it, understand it, or even think about it. You want to defend it.
Okay, if I'm arrogant, please tell me how. And I apologize if you see it that way.
Here's why I saw it as arrogant, was because at the mention of my idea, okay, you assume you know enough to tell me what to do, how to succeed in what I've been trying to achieve for 5 years. You didn't ask, you have not asked what I've done. You don't know any of the obstacles that prevent. You don't know shit, yet you think you know enough to tell me what worked for you. And I appreciate you sharing what works for you. And I understand that that process has value, Scott. I'm not denying that. But what I'm suggesting is there's no relevance in the way you presented it. There's no relevance to me and the achievement of my goals. That's why I find
my apologies. Figuring out what's going to be relevant to you is kind of like shooting
questions. It would just take some care. All you got to do is pretend like you actually do want me to succeed, and then you'll actually try to give some thought, try to understand the situation, and then from understanding the situation, then you can say, hey, what about these? What about these ideas? What about this? That's how I try to work with people. I don't know.
You gave a framework of a couple of facilities, venues, I would call them, for which things that you envisioned happening could happen, where you could talk about spiritual motivation, meditation, etc. And I just told you how to take that first step. And you're saying
you assumed I don't know how to write goals.
Where are they?
Fuck you, Scott.
Oh, I'm asking. Where is the copies that you could distribute to many people so that they know you're serious about what the fuck you're saying?
Many people, Scott. Where
they're right here online. You could start mailing them to each one of us if you had a manifesto of some sort.
Scott, is that what I should do for my goal?
I don't know. I don't know.
Scott, so shut the fuck up and stop telling me what to do.
It's a suggestion, my friend.
Why do you think it's helpful? It has no relevance. You don't know.
You're saying it has no relevance. Tell me why.
You assume that you know.
No. I don't assume. I know for a fact that if you put plans together, it makes things go further, faster. Every fucking time.
He's arguing to argue. He's arguing to defend himself and to stay fucking confused. He'd rather be.
I'll drop it. You just said what you wanted. I told you instead of looking outward,
quit fucking repeating yourself, please.
Just never seen how to get anything done by looking outward. I've never been able to do it myself, not in my entire fucking life. Looking outward, you start doing it, you pull a fucking plan together, then you can start dictating how things need to be done, and people get filled in along the way.
Your voice right now. I'm really
tired. I'll mute myself. Go ahead. Carry on. Let me hear what others have to say.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Rocky, you got something to add? Did your questions about being blocked or your complaints about the mod? Your complaints about the mods were heard. Your opinions were considered. Do you have anything else to add, Rocky?
No, I understand. You know, you don't got control of your mods. It's not your fault. I'm not blaming you.
Do you think one man should control another? Do you think people should be controlled, Rocky? Is that what I understood from you?
Well, I don't know. I would, if I had a YouTube stream, I probably wouldn't have any mods. Probably take care of the shit myself somehow.
Yeah, well, what if your agenda was actually to build community? I mean, rather than just be an egotistic, have people come and what if you're trying to build community to share
then are you trying to build a community with censorship? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, that's an illogical false assumption created just for the point of argument. Rocky, is there anything we can do? Anything I can offer you from here? Is there a purpose?
Well, to be fair, Jack, I mean, if there's like people abusing their wrenches out there, and
Yeah.
it's become quite a hoopla. I think a reset would be good.
Okay, thank you, Steve. How you
I'm
doing?
I'm not here to disrupt your thing.
Are you
just
sure?
Listening.
Well, see, your words are contradicting your actions, brother. So, I mean, you can say whatever you want. Anyone can say whatever they want, but what they do, that's the real shit. So,
what did I do? What did I do?
You know what, brother? You showed up perfectly for you.
Hey, Jack. A little bit of advice, buddy. The sooner you get off of here, the sooner you don't have to talk to these dumb fucks, and you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for that. Oops.
Have a Snickers. See y'all later.
Hey, Steve, thank you for that obvious reminder. I do appreciate that.
That was very helpful. Amazing.
Well, I do feel this is about time for me to wrap up. And I don't
Peace out, Jack. Have a good one. You take care. Sorry if I offended.
Scott, no, thank you. I appreciate you. And please, we're growing together, and I do appreciate, Scott. You've been a strong man who's accepted a lot of my my frustration. My frustration has come from our lack of understanding each other. I know I'm not helping. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you as well. There's a Timmy in the back. I don't think I'm going to bring you up especially if you don't cam up. All right. See, and actually, now that you did cam up, I don't know if I want to bring you up anyway.
Just gonna ask you a question. What's up, man? I mean, if you don't want me to ask you a question, I'll just go away.
I'm
Timmy.
How you doing, brother?
I'm well.
Is this the Timmy that lives in Thailand?
I don't live in Thailand. So, Jack, I was just asking, like, do you see how there might be your goals are intrinsically connected to like other people accepting you in the town, right?
It's one of the options.
But like your goals are directly connected to other people like accepting your idea, and if they don't accept it, then your goals fail, right?
Timmy.
That's a false narrative and a false representation, but you can believe whatever you want.
Oh, I'm asking for clarification.
Do you want clarification?
I just come to ask you a question.
Well, so you say, but your questions are loaded, and it's fine.
Can you live in the now? You're living in the past right now.
Yes, back to your questions. Okay. You claimed that you put this my ideas. Okay, Timmy, I'm not offering my ideas. What I am offering is facts and explanations for people to consider. Okay, what facts and explanations typically are also known as, you know this one, truth. I'm offering people a truth that I know from my personal experience. I'm not lying to manipulate, to harm others. I'm not lying for self-enrichment. So, Timmy, yes, part of my success involves in others beyond me accepting the truth about me. And specifically, the truth about me that I'm hoping others will accept is I'm actually a pretty good friend to have. You know, if someone would be willing to spend time with a guy like me, they might find out they fucking love being around me. But instead, well, hopefully, does that answer your question, Timmy? Because I'm sure we got another interruption here. Actually, why are you back, Paul?
Oh, I was gonna entertain your sickness some more.
There's your delusion. You projecting a sickness onto me as though you need to entertain it. Go entertain yourself with your sickness, Paul.
Timmy!
So, Timmy, did that answer your question? I know it was a long question, but my hope, my goal is to help others understand that accepting the truth, it removes us from the lies we've believed in, right? Truth sets us free from the lies. Truth sets us free from confusion. Yeah, Timmy, I'm hoping people might accept the truth. And the truth is there is one God, there is one love. We are all part of one time in history. I'd like to become a greater part of history than just Paul's stupid content. Does that answer your question, Timmy?
Oh yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying about the hoping that the other people can see the truth for their benefit. But I've in my personal experience, I've found a lot of solace and peace by accepting the fact that 99.9% of folks aren't going to see it the same way as I. And you know, what I can only offer water, you know, I can't jam the horse's neck, you know, into the water, and I certainly can't have you know, connect my peace and serenity to all the people to accept to drink that water, right? It's that's too hard.
Right. And we can stop there because now you're going on with things that aren't true. I'm not doing any of that myself either. We can talk all day about things we're not doing. I mean, but let's be honest.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate it. Paul, I cut you off before answering, but I wanted to get through one without another.
Did you see my message back there, Jack? It's Thankful Thursday. Okay. And once again, it's not about credit for me. You're not being thankful and grateful for what's been offered thus far. You're already blessed.
No, Paul, your false narrative. You want to take a little bit of truth and twist it in and exaggerate as though this is the full picture. Paul, you're a liar, dude. You are so duplicitous, so bitter, so confused, so arrogant, egotistical. This is where the appearance that I'm siding up with other people seems to be real, but it's not, Paul. These other people who are saying these things about you are correct. Paul, your arrogance is unhealthy.
Jack, that is you. You're imagining disagreements right now, and you're in your imagination, and you're not in the now. And you're definitely not being thankful and loving.
What would convince you of otherwise? What would you need to see?
If you would just stop lashing out, stop cursing at everyone because they question you or hold you accountable or give you their perspective.
you don't have to believe that that is the conclusion. You don't have to jump to that conclusion. You could wonder, why is this guy who's typically so nice, why is he responding this way and with these people? What's going on there?
Yeah, that's a great question. The only problem is, what reason do we have to believe that you're such a nice person when you say in your own life nobody will deal with you personally?
So what? What has been our experience?
So what?
In facts.
So you're such a great guy according to you, but in your day-to-day life, nobody will deal with you or stay around you.
All here, let's look at this. Okay, you're using evidence that you cannot prove. And
you've told it to us many times.
Paul, you're twisting shit. And you know what? Fuck you. I'm done with you.
There you go.
Okay, good night.
That'll change the result.
There you go. You don't have to be a part of my life. Paul is banned from this StreamYard today. He is not welcome back here. I made a mistake of bringing his punk ass back up again to show his looping opinions.
Hi, Jack. How you doing?
Timmy?
I wanted to come up on behalf of myself and some of the mods to wish your son a happy birthday.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And I am really disappointed that a lot of these people that were on panel with you today know how much of a sensitive topic this is for you. And these are people that have claimed that they've wanted to help you, and they've chosen to purposefully create a narrative about you that is not helpful right now. So blessings to you tonight, Jack. Thanks for and another thing I wanted to say, and I was repeating in chat, is that you have come here every single day. You have done all of these things yourselves. Others may have helped influence you and giving you encouragement to do it, but you are the person that have done it. So again, blessings to you and blessings to your son. Is his name Dominic, if I remember correctly?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Well, have a very happy birthday, Dominic. Blessings to you.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. That is very sweet. And your kindness, please go ahead.
I just felt like out of all of what had happened for the last hour or so, that we needed to bring it back to what your intention was in the beginning. So your son at one point, Jack, will understand what the importance is to him in his life to reconnect with you. It's so hard. It's so hard when we separate ourselves from our parents or vice versa. And just know that you do have people that have been following you this year that genuinely do care for your well-being and for your son. So
Jack, how old is your son?
Turns 21 today.
Well, right on. He's probably out partying and whatnot.
I don't know. He got a pretty bad example of a man who abuses alcohol right in front of him. So I pray that he doesn't make those mistakes. But if he goes out to celebrate tonight, I pray he has a great time, man.
Well, I didn't imply he was drinking. I was implying it was his birthday. You know. 21's a landmark, I guess, in most people.
It is. It really is. It's kind of a milestone in this dysfunctional world we live in. Hey, Yolanda, thank you very much. And Nude Guru said something I wanted to. You're right. So let me this comment. Stay in the moment, even when others rant. You got this. Thank you. That is encouragement, and I know this. So am I wrong? Am I wrong for allowing me to be kind of a dick to some people who've been really just unreasonable, belligerent, and unhelpful?
Jack, I think as anybody, as most people do, or I don't know about most people, but I mean, when people disagree with you, I think you take it pretty hard. That's just my observation, but
Can,
I don't know. I
hey,
didn't want to be confrontational with you.
no, I recognize that. I see that. I appreciate that. People have said that I react to the disagreements. Well, what if the disagreements are completely irrelevant? They are have nothing to do with the point, or the fact is this is what I have been experiencing. Honestly, I will say something which I know to be true, which I know that I can explain and prove and with facts, and the words are not even considered. So it's like people claim to care about the truth, but they do not consider the truth from another as it is presented. So I've been trying to reduce my anger, not drop down into the confrontation so that I can present the truth calmly and clearly. But even that doesn't matter. It's just.
But Jack, do you feel like you have some sort of monopoly on truth, and
Nope.
everyone outside you is somehow just estranged from that?
Nope. Do
So
not.
do you think? So do you think some sort of healthy discourse and disagreement brings something, even however contentious, can bring about something, different than where you started?
Of course, in the greatest scope, all conversations lead to growth.
But that's only if you allow it, though, right, Jack?
Yeah.
If you wall them out and be like, well, I don't want to hear that. You're this, you're A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and I don't want to hear it. How does that help? The Bible says in Proverbs 27:6 that wounds from a friend are better than kisses from an enemy. It's sometimes you need to hear some things that maybe in your line of focus or perspective you're not exactly seeing, and there's some blind spots.
Yeah. I get a lot of people who project their stuff onto me.
I'm an asshole, and people tell me I need to calm down about how I interrogate people about their worldview, and that's certainly valid. And I certainly take that into account. That's something I need to work on myself. But you think that it's if I just constantly say, well, they're wrong, I'm going to continue being belligerent in how I present myself, and be obstinate and, nah, you're wrong, I'm right, that's the way it is. You think that's helpful for me to grow? I don't think so.
Right. And this is the point. So many people, especially on these panels, I say waste, but they spend hours arguing over thoughts and memories and irrelevant opinions from the past. People are arguing about history, arguing about shit on the other side of the world. But what does that have to do? Only for Talcott, man, you are gone.
I think honestly, sometimes they're just people that are on two completely different levels that don't need to be talking to each other, and it's a sort of a forced interaction, and it's useless. It's going nowhere fast, and one of them needs to identify that it's pointless. Sometimes neither of them do. Sometimes one of them does, but at some point there has to be like some sort of reconciliation as to why this is happening.
Hey, brother, thank you. I mean, this is what I've been learning for myself. It's up to us to resolve the conflicts. Okay? Obviously, people who are engaged in conflict and fights, they're the only ones who can stop themselves. Now, what I think is important is outside people, those who are not involved. This is why I have been seeking someone to intervene in any of the conflicts that I've been dealing with. Someone on the outside can offer reason and solutions, without the emotions. I believe that's why the scripture talks about where two or more are gathered, or the advice from Matthew, where, well, before you go to the altar, if you got an issue with your brother, you go make peace with your brother. We're here to make peace with each other, not fucking war. And we've got all these people who complain about the government, yet just behave in the same exact way, as though there's some authority to be judge and jury and punisher and executioner. It's like, come on now.
I agree with you, Jack. You can tell that it's the same people. They use the same language, like everything is like you are going to court every single day. And you've got a jury, and I'm going to say this word because I'm just so sick of it. And I say faggotry, okay? It's the same group of individuals that go from panel to panel acting like 12-year-old boys, not men, and then try to accuse you of saying that you need it to make you a stronger man. Like it is so ridiculous. Like it could be fun and we can all have a good time. That's all. It's fine. But on a day like this, these are all people that have joined your panel and tried to give you advice, and they decide to shit on you on this day. They're disgusting. That is a parasite of a mentality. These are people that try to tell you that you're the person doing these things. That's what I'm talking about, where the doublespeak comes in. It is ridiculous. And I want all of them to know, because I'm so sick of it. Every single one of you that goes from panel to panel doing this shit, you guys look like a bunch of faggots, okay? And on that note, I'll go ahead and get off because I'm so heated with this, and I'm tired of the same little boys chasing me around from panel to panel doing the same BS to me myself. So I'm sorry. I let myself get upset, Jack. But I will go ahead and get off. You have a good night. And every single one of you little boys that want to go around, guess what? Every single one of you. The only place that may look cool, or it is just beyond me. I have not seen anything like this since junior high school.
It's crazy.
It is insane to me.
Hey, please, thank you.
I'll jump down, Jack. Yeah, I'll jump
you.
down. I'm sorry about that. Have a good night. Thank you.
Hey, Yolanda, no apologies whatsoever. As a matter of fact, thank you, but I will encourage. I've had enough of this that I'm growing comfortable. Even when I do get upset, I heal quickly. I cleanse myself of the crap, and I find ways to improve and move forward. So I encourage everyone to do that. Thank you. I actually did mean to wrap up, though.
Well, that's fine. I just wanted to come back up and tell Yolanda that she's gone through a lot of this stuff, witnessed a lot of this stuff, and she has thick skin. That's what I like about Yolanda. She can talk about a lot of this stuff and not really get upset over it. She, because of that, she can say a lot of things that are true and understand the situation because she stays calm. It doesn't let her emotions get to her.
I've seen some great communication from Yolanda, and here the frustration comes from care. Okay, so I certainly won't I certainly won't fault people for frustration. And yes, you know what you did. You said much that needed to be said. Hey, even though there's still contributions, thank you, Polly Boy. I appreciate it. That's not my campaign. I love all. Hey, let's wrap this up. Thank you to all you guys.
Yeah, I'll get to have you. Again, I just wanted to say good for Yolanda. I'm glad. I love everything she has to say most of the time. But yeah, it was a good night, good stream. I enjoyed being here with you guys. But yeah, I'll let you get off.
Me too. Thank you for offering that confirmation and encouragement as well. Mitchell? Actually, hold off, if you will. TBE?
Oh, is this final words?
Yes, please. You got anything exciting, inspirational? Do you have space for gratitude on your way out?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to our Lord Jesus Christ, sir. Besides that, it was quite an interesting circus of strange people and maniacs that you surround yourself with, as usual. Par for the course, Mr. Talcott.
This is my life.
Just remember the parable of the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan is Jesus Christ. Be in service to others, sir. God bless and have a great night.
Amen. Thank you, brother. And may the Spirit of Christ be with you all through the evening. And Mitch, yes, I knew there would be people asking. You've been patient. Have you even said anything tonight, Mitch? You've been up here a while.
No, I came up originally. I didn't feel like getting into the personality politics, so I got to circle way back around to the ideas you were discussing earlier. And I just wanted to give my perspective on the whole Aaron's talk about bullying. You know, how he thinks that that's a beneficial thing. And my perspective on that is I think that there are much more ways to reach your end goal. And so, I don't think the ends necessarily justify the means. And it all really comes back to effective communication. There's no reason to bully somebody into conforming to your ideals. And from my perspective, and I look at it like, especially with my dog, she's never on a leash. And she'll do whatever I want. And like, if I got mean with her, she would submiss, but she's much more happier when I'm able to effectively communicate with her, because she wants to please me anyways, but she needs to know how to do that. And, so I think generally we want to work with each other. And, I just really wanted to kind of share my perspective on that. I don't think bullying's the answer.
I agree, man. I know there is there is a benefit. There's a truth to that method. I mean, it
can work.
It's the idea of beat a child into discipline. I mean, it's there's some truth. Pain makes us grow. It makes us stronger, and it does bring lessons. But so does love. So does encouragement. So does inspiration. And correction can be offered through encouragement and inspiration for those ready to receive it, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And lastly, I just wanted to say, love, to me, the ultimate form of love would be unconditional love. And I think along with that comes, an unwavering love that is not dependent on the other person's behavior. And that's how I look at that. But thanks for having me out, Jack. Appreciate you giving me a few.
Mitchell, I always love your perspectives, and you're a cool guy. I respect you too, man. You're living an adventure that I wonder if I can handle one day.
Oh, so, you can. You would. You'll make the best of it. You won't have a choice.
I know.
Right.
All right, brother. Peace, thank you, Mitchell. To all those who did join, and brothers and sisters, interesting, thankful Thursday. The topic, the intention was to make space for gratitude. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. And the best way to find gratitude is to seriously, I don't know if you would do it intentionally or not, but humility, blame, recognizing that how do we know if what we're worth? How do we know if we're worthy of what? Who's to judge? So if you can find humility, it opens space for gratitude because you place yourself below, and not in a bad way, but in a real way, so that you can feel good, because it feels good to be grateful. Without gratitude, there's no love, there's no joy, there's just misery and bitterness and, oh my God, conflicts and arguments and gossiping and complaining and blaming. But brothers and sisters, I am here to offer love, to share love. I am grateful sincerely for everyone, all of you, including my dear, I hope to call him a friend one day, honestly. I care about Paul Enslaved. That doesn't negate anything from what has happened, what was shared today about standing up for what is right, okay? And I respect, admittedly, maybe I didn't need to bring it up, but for me, it's by God's grace, the encouragement, the support. By God's grace, I can feel peace, because I was worried about today. Sometimes holidays and these stupid traditions, they get in your stinking head and they start fucking with your head, with your mind. But I'm telling you, the past couple of days, my surrender, my devotion, my commitment, it's real. It's deep. Maybe part of that is the attention, because I'm missing the nicotine and stuff too. Not real. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. Anyway, brothers and sisters, thank you again, sincerely. Till next time, subscribe, do the notifications to help this grow. If you can, if you may, if you want. Otherwise, don't. Anyway, till next time, thank you again. Choose love. Peace for everyone. Love. Choose love. And live without fear. Thank you again. God bless.